Once again, this is Teacher Rena, and I'm here again to teach you another 3 patterns for today. So as what we are doing before, please prepare a piece of paper and your pen, because the first thing we will do is to have your listening. Now let's have it now. Are you ready, guys? Okay, let's have our first pattern for today, and that will be pattern 22. Pattern 22 is I never thought I'd. I never thought I'd. Let's have number 1. I never thought I'd be able to do this. I never thought I'd be able to do this. Number 2. I never thought I'd get this opportunity. I never thought I'd get this opportunity. Number 3. I never thought I'd be put in this position. I never thought I'd be put in this position. Number 4. I never thought I'd be finished so soon. I never thought I'd be finished so soon. Number 5. I never thought I'd have to leave town. I never thought I'd have to leave town. Let's move on for our next pattern. Pattern 23. I may never. Number 1. I may never get out of here. I may never get out of here. Number 2. I may never finish my homework. I may never finish my homework. Number 3. I may never get this stain out. I may never get this stain out. Number 4. I may never leave this town. I may never leave this town. Number 5. I may never know what's really happened. I may never know what's really happened. Let's have our second time. Number 1. I may never get out of here. 2. I may never finish my homework. 3. I may never get this stain out. 4. I may never leave this town. And number 5. I may never know what's really happened. Let's move on now for our third pattern. Pattern 24. What about? What about? Step 1. Number 1. What about tomorrow? What about tomorrow? 2. What about this one? What about this one? 3. What about your brother? What about your brother? 4. What about your promise? What about your promise? 5. What about the road construction? What about the road construction? Second time, number 1. What about tomorrow? 2. What about this one? 3. What about your brother? 4. What about your promise? And number 5. What about the road construction? Now let's move on for checking those sentences. Let's have our first pattern for today, and please don't forget to check your sentences. The first pattern is for number 1. I never thought I'd. Okay, so for number 1, I never thought I'd be able to do this. Number 2. I never thought I'd. I I never thought I'd get this opportunity. Third one, I never thought I'd. I never thought I'd be put in this position. Can you follow, guys? Number 4. I never thought I'd. I never thought I'd be finished so soon. And the last sentence is, I never thought I'd. Okay, I never thought I'd have to leave town. And this will be our first 5 sentences for our first pattern. Now let's have this. I never thought I'd. Okay, where do we usually use this? We usually use I never thought I'd when something happened that you didn't expect. Okay, so probably you didn't expect, you didn't imagine, and suddenly it happened. So that is where we usually use I never thought I'd. And please don't forget to follow up with your subject and your verb. Okay, so let's have a recap one more time. For I never thought I'd be able to do this. Second one, I never thought I'd get this opportunity. Number 3, I never thought I'd be put in this position. Number 4, I never thought I'd be finished so soon. And number 5, I never thought I'd have to leave town. Okay guys, now let's go now for our second pattern for today, and that is I may never. Let's try to have it. Let's have the first sentence. Okay, first one is I may never. I may never get out of here. 2. I may never. Okay, so for number 2, I may never finish my homework. Third one, I may never. I may never get this stain out. You know what is a stain? Most of the time, guys, when we are talking about stain, this is a mark or a dirt from a specific, probably drink, okay, like coffee or lipstick. That is a stain. It's a dirty spot. Next is, I may never. I may never leave this town. And number 5, I may never. Okay, I may never know what's really happened. So guys, when we say never, most of the time, of course, never means there is no chances at all, okay? So when we say I may never, no chance at all, no opportunity, even possibility, there's no possibility. So the next thing you have to do is don't forget, using I may never pattern, it is follow up with your verb, okay? So that is I may never for the second pattern, and it means no chance at all to do something. Let's have now the third pattern for today is what about? Okay, so let's have what about. The first sentence is what about? What about tomorrow? Next. What about? What about this one? Next. What about your brother? And then, what about? What about your promise? And the last one, what about? Okay, so the last one is, what about the road construction? Now, you know what does it mean when we say construction? This is what we call building new roads, and also promise is like a deal. Now, when we say what about, the speaker is trying to suggest something. So a suggestion from the speaker, probably you're also trying to recommend things for the other person, so you can use the word what about, and don't forget to follow up with your noun. Okay, so let's have a recap again, guys. Now, first pattern for today is I never thought I'd. And the meaning is something that you didn't expect, something happened that you didn't even imagine. And then let's have I never thought I'd be able to do this. I never thought or I get this opportunity. Next is I never thought I'd be put in this position. Next is I never thought I'd be finished so soon. And the last one is I never thought I'd have to leave town. Second pattern, let's have a review. I may never. I may never, we usually use this if there's no chances at all. Okay? So we have I may never get out of here. I may never finish my homework. I may never get this staying out. I may never leave this town. I may never know what really happened. And the last pattern is what about? So what about when the speaker is trying to suggest something for the other people? And the first one example is what about tomorrow? What about this one? What about your brother? What about your promise? And what about the road construction? So please don't forget those 3 patterns for today, guys. It will be really useful for you, and I'll see you again next time. Bye!